Welcome to the Rendered Image Show. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday? Tuesday evening. Sorry, I am like in the middle of so many projects right now that my mind and the time zones and the days are like melding together. So welcome. I'm your host, Tyler Babb. Welcome to the Rendered Image. And I hope everyone is having a great day. And this is the show where we talk about movies, movie news, all things movies live on this show. So if you're a fan of movies, you'll probably dig this show. I am a filmmaker myself. Primarily post-production is what I focus on, and I dabble a little bit in VFX, but it's a fun time. But I also host the show along with my fellow co-hosts on this channel, where we do gaming news, stream gameplay, all sorts of stuff, and we have a lot of fun content being planned in the future. But welcome. Grab yourself a snack, grab yourself something to drink. I have a lovely Gryffindor cup that I drink my water out of. Shout out to my grandmother. She got me this cup, and I drink water out of it every day. So thank you so much. Yes, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, so there you go. Welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing? You can go into the chat and comment live, and I'll interact with you, so it'll be great. Obviously, you see the first topic here that we'll talk about, Heman, Masters of the Universe trailer. But before we get into that, there's something that just broke on Deadline here. Well, this was a while ago. Well, there's a new update, but yeah, so we'll wait a little bit. What do we got? We're already at 15 likes. That's awesome. And yeah, I want to give a shout out to our newest and latest subscriber, Anthony Wee. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. That's awesome. And I hope that you enjoy this content. And also our newest member, if you guys don't know, if you want to show support monetarily, that's great. It helps produce the shows, helps us make more content. So Pac-Man's dad, thank you so much for being our newest member. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a good time. Yeah, thank you, Anthony. I think you came over from this morning when the Gaming Twins had their E3 show. I think he came over from Nintendo Prime, so that's awesome. We are definitely going to collaborate with him in the future, so I expect to make a great relationship with Nintendo Prime. Thank you so much for Nintendo Prime for having us over there during the E3 speculation this week. Zach and Chuck, who are co-hosts on this channel, co-owners of this channel with me, they went over on Nintendo Prime, and they talked about all sorts of E3 speculation, primarily, I think, Microsoft and Xbox during their show at E3. So it was a great time. Shout out to Pac-Man's dad. It's a great time. Hopefully everyone's been having a good couple of months. I know this show has not been around too much, and that's primarily because I've been working on my thesis film for school. So, and it's been a crazy ride. Full transparency, we're having trouble locking down a location. It's just kind of been a battle with the pandemic and everything opening up, but certain businesses not fully opening up. Like, I'm in that spot where we are like ready to go, but so many businesses are like, oh, we're opening up at like the beginning of July. And I'm like, oh, that's too late. Like, that's not like I guess I can push it back a little bit, but that's not the ideal situation. So it's been a little frustrating on that front, but we'll get it figured out, no doubt. Thank you. But yeah, so thank you everyone who has helped me with the project. I appreciate it tremendously, man. Like, I've had a lot of help, and I appreciate it. So thank you so much, everyone who's helped me out with the project. And we will definitely document the filmmaking, the process of it. I mean, it's been in pre-production for the most part, but definitely in the future, we will document the making of it. So you guys see some of that. When I start to cut it, when we actually finish shooting, I'll cut it live on the show for you guys. Hopefully my system can handle it. And then yeah, you guys can see me cut it live and see all the great footage. But yeah. So let's start off with this. This is news to me. Apparently, this article from Deadline came out May 26, 2021. And I had no idea this was happening. But Steven Spielberg sets newcomer Gabriel LaBelle to star in untitled film based on director's childhood. So, yeah, I had no idea that he was making a film about his childhood until like probably 20 minutes before the show. So that's Steven Spielberg's next project. Apparently, following a lengthy search, Steven Spielberg has found the actor tasked to play the young filmmaker inspired by the legendary director. Sources tell Deadline that Gabriel LaBelle is in negotiations to play the young aspiring filmmaker at the center of Steven Spielberg's upcoming film, which is loosely based on his childhood. Michelle Williams is already playing the role inspired by Spielberg's mom, but with a separate original voice. With a separate and original voice. I don't know what that means. While Seth Rogen is on board to play his favorite uncle, and Paul Dano is set to play the character inspired by Steven Spielberg's father. So I had no idea this was a thing until like 20 minutes before the show. And that's what's so cool about this show is if I find something interesting before we go live, I'll share it. And I think this is super cool. I mean, the cast is amazing. It goes on to say, given how personal the story is, this will also mark the first time since 2001's AI that Spielberg will partake in screenwriting duties, co-writing the script with Tony Kushner, who has penned several Spielberg movies. The film will start shooting this summer and is expected to be released sometime in 2022. So, very cool. Very, very cool. On this channel or on this show, we are a fan of Spielberg. I'll be honest, some of his newer films have not been like. I'm not going to say, I don't know. Like, what was it? Like the BFG? I wasn't a fan of the BFG. Not that it was a terrible film, but I wasn't like, I don't know. I thought Ready Player One was pretty good. But I heard the book was better. I didn't read the book. So, I don't know. If you've read the book, you may have some complaints with the movie. And it was also like a meta because it was like the book was referencing so much of what he had created. So it was very strange. Must have been very weird for him to make a movie about a book, like adapt a book that referenced so much of his creation, like his creations. That must have been really strange. But maybe kind of fun. Who knows? But either way, I think this is super cool. Very nostalgic. I mean, you always want to, Spielberg films always center around family, right? The family unit. Particularly divorced families are a big part of his films. Look at E.T., for example. Family is a huge part of the center of his films. And I definitely can relate to that because, I guess that's kind of like what draws me to his films, right? Is I can relate to that life, right? I can't remember. I don't know exactly. That's what's so nice about a movie about his childhood is I don't know that much about his childhood. But I just know from his movies that there's a lot of, divorce and that plays a big part in his films. So, and I can relate to that because that's been a part of my life and yeah, some strong stuff there. But, so I've always had a really, I guess like a personal, I've always been inspired by him for sure. Him and George Lucas are definitely big inspirations for me, obviously. Yeah, I think this is going to be super cool. It seems like we're getting back to kind of a more personal film for him, right? Like I see this being something that he can really sink his teeth into. And obviously, if he's writing it, I mean, it's from his perspective. And not only that, but it looks, if it's a movie about him as a child, then, or his life, then it's going to center around filmmaking at some point, because I think he was making films when he was like 6 or 7. So like I can relate to that too. So a lot of what's the word that I'm looking for? A lot of emotional connections there, I guess, with this film. So I'm very excited. And hopefully he can knock it out of the park, which I'm sure he will. You know what I'm saying? So very exciting. I thought this was cool. Hey, what's going on, Alicia? Let's see what people have to say about this news. Tyson says, I was not the biggest fan of the BFG. Kind of moderate. Yeah. Alicia says, loving the background. Yeah, I decided to change things up a little bit. I wanted to display everything that we wanted to display, right? And like give shout outs and like obviously join the Discord. The Discord link is in the description if you want to join the Discord. It's a great time. Our community there is awesome. It's growing. We support each other. We talk all the time in there, so it's pretty awesome. But yeah. So thank you so much for the background compliments. The background compliments are duly noted. Thank you so much. But yeah, so this is kind of the story that I found pretty interesting as we opened up here. And yeah, let's move on to the first topic here, which is the Masters of the Universe trailer, right? And if you saw that, so it's produced by Kevin Smith. It's coming out July 18th, I think. I'm pretty sure it's July 18th. It's coming out on Netflix. It's a completely animated show. Here we see Skeletor, voiced by Mark Hamill, who is obviously, you know him as the animated series Joker or Luke Skywalker. So he's come over and he's lended his voice to the show as Skeletor, which I think is really cool. And yeah, so the trailer to me, like I didn't grow up on He-Man, right? That was like more so my uncles. Like my uncles grew up on He-Man. So the only connection that I have to He-Man is through them, and like they had all the toys. So I would basically like see the toys laying around the house, and that's kind of like it. Like I missed the He-Man generation, obviously, by like what 5 to 10 to 10 years or so. I don't know. I think it was early 80s, so about 10 years, I think. So I missed this in its prime, but it looks cool. I never got into it only because I've just never kind of seeked it out. And it always looked cool, right? I was like, oh, like Skeletor looks awesome. But and then the memes cropped up, right? And you see the Skeletor memes, and all the memes kind of ruined it. Ruined it. That's weird. The memes ruined it for me a little bit, and I was just kind of like, eh. But then Kevin Smith said that he was going to produce a new show, and I was like, okay, let's see. Kevin Smith has a very niche, kind of like world that he creates, right? He's got a very stylized way that he makes things. So I was like, well, what is like, I assumed that he was going to step out of not his comfort zone, but because he's always been capable. One thing about him is, he always compares himself. If you ever listen to his podcasts or whatever, he always compares himself to like his peers, right? And he's always kind of crapping on himself, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not as good as like this person, or I'm not as good as this person. Like I'm just kind of doing my own thing and da 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 da." But then he comes out and he does stuff like this, right? And he produces. I mean, this is quality stuff. If you like, go watch the trailer, and like, this is cool. Like this is probably like as big budget or as blockbustery, I think, if we're gonna put a term on it. That he will ever, not that he'll ever get, because he's obviously directed episodes of like the DC TV stuff and everything. So, I mean, he's proven that he's a great director. Like, that's not, let's not kid ourselves. He's super talented. Even though he's super humble and he likes to be like, oh, I'm not on the level of so and so or whatever. But I think this is him kind of showing what he's capable of and showing what he's made of. Um, and the fighting, like the animation, some of the stuff, dude, like some of the stuff in this trailer, I was like, like when Skeletor's like comes out of like the green smoke or what, like that's maybe my favorite shot of the whole trailer is like the reveal of Skeletor where he's flying through the smoke. I was like, oh, like, I'm not a big animation guy, but I don't know how to describe it, but this gets me. This gets me excited for sure. I don't really watch a lot of animated stuff, but this piqued my interest. I was like, okay. And I think another thing that did it too is I watched all of Invincible on Amazon Prime, and that really blew me away. And there are certain shots and certain camera angles, like if you notice in the trailer, it's basically like a parallax. So the camera will push or pull around characters and then the background will go the opposite way. And so it'll like do a little parallax thing while they're fighting in the trailer. And that style very much reminds me of, I'm sure it comes from some other anime that I don't know of, but for me, it reminds me a lot of the fighting style in Invincible. So, super cool. And it's showing up super soon. Like we don't have to wait that long for it. So I definitely want to do probably a review of the episodes. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be. We may do a review of it on Pop Culture Cave, which is our show on Friday at 11 p.m. Or sorry, 11 a.m. Sorry. 11 a.m. is our show where myself, Chuck, and Zach, we host that show together. So I may have us watch this for that show so we can review that, possibly. And and if you guys have seen Loki, we could talk about Loki. I watched the first episode. It premieres on Wednesdays, which is fine, I guess. I'm okay with getting Marvel stuff earlier in the week. I don't have to wait as long. It's pretty cool. Shows up on Wednesdays, so it'll be coming out this morning or tomorrow morning, technically. So it's very exciting. It is hot, guys. It's hot in here for sure. Oh, okay. Never mind. So I don't want to spoil anything. So Legend has not seen Loki, so I will not spoil anything. All I will say is that it was a nice setup, and I'm curious to see where they go. Marvel is kind of formulaic at this point. I'm torn. I want Marvel to kind of reinvent themselves. I thought WandaVision was a nice breath of fresh air. I thought it was something unique. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We may talk about the new episode though on Pop Culture Cave on Friday. So we may do it. There will probably be a spoiler section on that show. So no promises that we won't talk about spoilers for both episodes on Friday's show. But I won't do spoilers. I won't do spoilers now. But I want Marvel to shake things up, man. I want Marvel to kind of reinvent themselves, right? It's been over a decade now of Marvel films. And not that they're getting complacent, but I'm getting a little worn out. Obviously, I will always have a soft spot for Spider-Man. I will always love Spider-Man no matter what. But everything else, and I was a big Captain America fan. Like I had kind of a connection to Captain America as a character. And so, but now that he's gone, I'm kind of like Captain America was something that was holding me into the MCU. And even Black Panther, we're going to have to see what they do about Black Panther, but I don't know. But I think Loki shows potential. and I think they need to push it. They need to. I want them to screw stuff up. We obviously know the multiverse is coming, and I think they're gonna lean into that hard. We'll have to see. I do feel like now it would have been different probably with the pandemic, but I do feel like it just feels like this that WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Loki are just straight filler until we're able to like get MCU movies. Like I miss seeing Marvel movies in the theater. Like I'm kind of over the television thing. I'm going to be straight up honest. I'm kind of over watching my Marvel content on Disney Plus. Without the MCU theater experience, I'm just like I'm missing the theater. Like I want them back in the theater. So, and obviously this wouldn't have been the way that it would have been had we not had the pandemic. But because of what we experienced, and because they had to push everything back, it's just like it feels like filler. It feels like we're just waiting for them to finish up these movies, which that's kind of what it's become. It's like we're not done with production on Spider-Man. Spider-Man's not done yet. Black Widow's done, but we push that off. And then obviously Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, that's not done either. So like we're just stalling. Basically it's kind of what it is. So it's a bummer, but it is what it is. All right, we got a lot to go through today, so I kind of want to keep it a moving. Keep it a moving. Let's go to the next topic. Ba-boom. All right, Quiet Place 2. All right, so let's see. Last week, over the weekend, I think it was over the weekend, I saw Quiet Place 2. A Quiet Place 2. I won't spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but I did want to bring attention to it because it is officially, since the pandemic started, it is officially the first movie to cross $100 million at the box office, which is a super big accomplishment for this movie. So congratulations to A Quiet Place 2 to be the first to crack $100 million at the box office. If you guys don't know, movies have been struggling to do that. The theaters are opening up more. The world itself is opening up, or at least the United States is opening up more. So more and more people are going back to the movie theater. And I went for the first time in over a year, probably, definitely over a year. I went to go see A Quiet Place 2, and I don't regret it. It's a great first movie theater experience in a while. I'm glad that I went. It was completely safe. I encourage everybody to go back to the theater if you're vaccinated or not vaccinated. I sat away from people. I was the only person in the row that I was in, and there wasn't a lot of people there. There was literally probably like probably like 10 people there at the most. But this movie, man, this franchise, Emily Blunt and John Krasinski, I can't wait to see what they do next. Like I want them to finish their Quiet Place trilogy, obviously, but then it's like make more movies. I think the duo, if you're gonna call them they're a duo probably, but they're proving themselves, definitely. It's a fantastic film for sure. I think pay attention. Okay, like the sound design the sound design and the score are probably my favorite parts of the movie. And also the VFX. Like I'm a very big VFX nerd, so I thought these monsters were super creepy. I'm in my thesis film right now. I have a monster in my film. We don't have a lot of time in our film, so we can't do all the stuff that we want to do that these guys do for sure. But we will have kind of like monstery vibes, kind of like the monsters in A Quiet Place for sure. Like I said, not going to spoil this movie, but they knocked it out of the park. I think this is better than the first one. They somehow made it better than the first one by being, again, just like I said with Spielberg, John knows how to write characters, and like the family dynamic, uh, and making you care about these characters. I mean, that's the task for any filmmaker, right? You have to like you have to make your audience care about your characters, and if you and it, every time you watch a movie, right? Like there's a suspension of disbelief that you go on, right? When you and a lot of it is, especially if you're in the movie theater, a lot of it is like, okay, I'm spending my money, I'm sitting down, so you're already financially invested, so you're kind of like, especially when you're in the theater, I think there's obviously less distractions, and so you are able to let the world of the film engross you. And that's something like I had been getting used to watching things at home, right? And I think, I don't know, there's something about being in the movie theater again where I was like, okay, yeah, like I missed this. Like I got to the point where I was like, well, maybe I can just watch stuff at home. Like maybe I'd be okay with that. Like not really, like obviously, like I'm a big backer of filmmakers make things to be shown on the big screen, right? Like that's what we make things for. But I mean, it depends, right? Like so, like this right now, like this broadcast. Like you're watching it on your phone, right? Or you're watching it on, maybe you're putting me on your TV. I don't know. But either way, it's all about being cognizant of what you're making and what platform it's going to be viewed on. And I mean, these guys definitely, obviously it's going to go to a theater, but they don't skimp on it, right? And even though the world is moving towards streaming and moving towards stuff like that, you would think maybe studios could be like, oh, well, we're gonna, it's being released on HBO Max or whatever. So we don't need to spend as much money, right? I don't know what the budget is, but it's pretty low. It's not like a super big budget movie, which is also really cool because it's original IP. It's an original idea from somebody. It's not Marvel. It's not comic book related. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's not a known IP. Now it is, obviously, but it wasn't. So hopefully we get more films like this. And we do get, and don't get it wrong. We do get original content. You just need to go out there and find it. There's a ton of people that always argue that there's no more original content. Why don't they make original films? There's a ton of original films out there. You just need to go find them. Now, we do live in a time where anybody can pretty much make anything now, right? And so there are no more gatekeepers necessarily to vet the content. So it's kind of like browse at your own risk. But, once you know, not necessarily, and this is going to sound a little strange, but like you can watch some, and everybody has different tastes, right? Like I'm not necessarily a big, like comedy person. I mean, that's not true, but like, what's an example? What's that one movie about the guy that like is in love with his phone? Not Her, but the Jenny. Was it that movie Jenny? That I'm just not a fan of those type of comedies because I don't know. I don't see any. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. That's not to say that they're not people's, bread and butter. That's cool, and that stuff makes a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't crap on anybody that makes that type of stuff because that makes money, and people got to eat. All those people that that movie employed people. All those movies, they employ people. They give people jobs. So I'm in favor of them. I just won't sit down and watch them. But movies like this that have a great perspective, that show you something new and different, and I guess again, because if you guys don't know, like they can't talk in this universe, right? Like you can't make any noise, and there's some brutal scenes, and there's some crazy, tense moments. So anytime you can build suspense, I applaud any filmmaker that can build suspense properly because it's very hard to do. And like I said, making films in general is a very hard thing to do. So applaud A Quiet Place 2 for making $100 million at the box office. super awesome. And I'm glad that theaters are back and opening up, because now I will be going to see movies in the movie theater, and you should too, because I don't want my theaters to die. What do we got in the chat? There's a lot of it. Saw it. It's an awesome movie. This is Tyson. He says, highly recommend seeing it if you have not. Yes, I agree. Go see the movie. Go support your movie theaters. This is a great movie to see for sure. Oh. Yeah, I said Jenny. Did I say Jenny? Yeah, Alicia. Yeah, Jexy. Jexy was the movie. Yeah, the one with yeah. So those type of comedies, not for me. Not my cup of tea. But yeah. So let's move on to the next topic. Oh, it's Luke Evans Gaston. All right. Well, what's going on with Luke Evans Gaston? Well, apparently it's reported that Disney Plus just greenlit a spin-off series with Luke Evans and Josh Gad as LeFou. So the Gaston and LeFou are getting their own spin-off series on Disney Plus. So I enjoyed them. To be honest. I think, my hair is long, man. My hair is long. Obviously, if you guys know me, you know that I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. So pretty much the whole reason why I love Beauty and the Beast is because of Emma Watson. Let's not get this twisted. I've loved Emma Watson forever. So, that's the reason why I like Beauty and the Beast. I thought these guys were good. I thought these guys were funny. Obviously Josh Gad's LeFou was pretty perfect casting. Luke Evans was a good Gaston. I think he did a great job. Now, the big question is, do they deserve their own spin-off series? I don't know. I don't really know if I care. I know there's people out there that would care. I know for some people this is their favorite part of the movie. That's awesome. I don't know if I care. Maybe they could make it interesting. I don't know. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be a prequel series. I don't know if it's going to be a limited series or what. I have no idea. But they will be back. And they will be bigger and better than ever. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Well, this is another thing too. These are big stars, right? And I think I guess that's the power of Disney. And the same thing what they're doing with their Marvel show is you can bring in these big dudes that you had in your feature films, and you can just put them and make them have their little shows. And what was the one? We were talking about Indiana Jones, and we were talking about how because Star Wars got spinoffs and Marvel has spinoffs. So we were kind of talking about on a Gaming Twin show, I think we were talking about how what else is going to get a spinoff. And I brought up that Indiana Jones. I said, well, are we going to get a young Indiana Jones spinoff or some sort of Indiana Jones spinoff on Disney Plus? And that was kind of, batted around as an idea. And then now this came out of now we're getting this as a spinoff. So, cool, I guess. But I don't necessarily know how interested I am in this. But some people might be, so super cool. And I wanted to bring it to your attention so that you knew. But yeah, I'm not too excited. That is that. And the next topic for today will be Indiana Jones 5. So Indiana Jones 5 started shooting last week with Harrison Ford, and this is Toby Jones. Toby Jones, you know him as Zola from The Winter Soldier. And he also played our favorite house elf Dobby. He voiced Dobby in the Harry Potter franchise. Shout out to Harry Potter. So it looks like he's going to be in the movie. And if you notice, so some concept art leaked that I found super interesting. We don't know if it's real or not, but it shows Mads Mikkelsen. Mads Mikkelsen is going to be the villain of the film, and it showed him wearing Nazi garb, right? So, and if you've seen the behind the scenes videos, there's some like set leaked videos. There's like this train, this Nazi train is like driving by this castle, and so super cool. Looks like we're gonna get Nazis in Indiana Jones 5, and if you notice, there are dots on his clothes, and I think there are dots. There might be some dots on his face. We also know that there may be, well, not maybe, there's probably more than likely some de-aging technology that's going to happen in this film. There's rumor that there might be some time travel. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. What's up, Designer Grant? Thank you for dropping by, and thank you for the super chat, dude. $10 donation. That's amazing, dude. Thank you so much for the filmmaking in Chicago in September. Yeah, definitely. We will be on that very soon. That is for our series. We've discussed the Spider-Man series on the show before, which we will be making. So, but hey, man, I hope you had a great day at work. Thank you so much for the donation. It means a lot. I can't wait to meet you in person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've helped out the channel so much that I definitely want to do something special for you. And yeah, just thank you so much, man. It's super, super appreciated and helps us. And I hope to maybe get you on a show if you want to, if you want to come on the show. I know that you do acting, so I would love to hear about some stuff you've done. Send me like if you have a reel or if you have projects or whatever that you've completed and that you have, like, I'd love to take a look at them. I'd love to get you on the show so you can promote yourself, talk about yourself. So if we can set that up, that'd be awesome, dude. You are incredible. So thank you so much. Yeah, definitely like a meetup in person or something would be super cool. What do you think of, are you excited for Indiana Jones 5? What's your take on 79-year-old Harrison Ford being in Indiana Jones 5? This was another franchise that, like, I kind of missed, and it just wasn't a part of my childhood necessarily, but I do enjoy the films. I've actually, ever since, so they started shooting last week, and ever since that's happened, I've wanted to actually watch Raiders of the Lost Ark. I've seen all three of them. I think, from my memory, I think Raiders of the Lost Ark was my favorite. The other ones are kind of goofy, which, it's not to knock goofy, like, movies that are silly, but I do think they were kind of more made for kids, definitely. So, they skewed a little bit. But that seems to be how, if you look at the trajectory of Lucasfilm from like the 70s to the late 80s, like, it seems like so Lucasfilm's two properties, right, which were Star Wars and Indiana Jones, you can kind of see them kind of going like goofy to like kid territory, right? Some people may look at Return of the Jedi and they may be like, well, they were like catering to the kids, and like George Lucas like went to the kids with the Ewoks, and it was much more of a kiddie film, and it wasn't what I wanted. Like, there's that argument out there. And I think same thing can be said for the Indiana Jones franchise, with at least maybe the last two, or at least the last one, the Last Crusade. But I don't know. Or is the Temple of Doom, is that kiddier than the Last Crusade? I don't know. Either way, definitely want to give those ones a rewatch. This is coming to us in 2022. I think November of 2022. I don't know. Don't quote me on these dates, man. Don't quote me on these dates. Designer says, I don't know why they just let the series die, or I don't know why just didn't let the series die, or better yet, just make a new series with the younger actors. I don't know, they could pull it off, but seems like a cash grab to me. Yeah, so that's kind of what I said or in the beginning, or at least I thought that's what was going to happen. So this film is directed by James Mangold, who directed Logan, right? And it's also written by James Mangold too, and he wrote Logan as well. So if you're a fan of Logan, and then also Ford versus Ferrari, if you've seen that, I have not seen Ford versus Ferrari, or Ford v Ferrari, or what I think it's what it's called. I have not seen that yet, but I heard great things. I think James Mangold is a great filmmaker. So I think he's pretty awesome to come in and hopefully breathe some new. It's weird because I would sit here and be like, yeah, he's gonna come in and breathe new life into the Indiana Jones franchise. But they're making it with Harrison Ford. So what's going on? And like I was talking with other people earlier this week, I'm not excited to see 80-year-old Harrison Ford. I don't want to see, because when I picture Indiana Jones, I picture a young, like, Harrison Ford, right? I don't picture an old Harrison Ford running around trying being old Indiana Jones. I don't want to see that. So I'm with designer on, they should have just, and it's like, just reboot it. You know, I know that, like, there's the argument of like, oh, too many reboots. But I think this one particularly was kind of set up and kind of prime and ready for a reboot. So I don't necessarily know. Is this a gamble? Is this too much of a gamble? Because did they miss them? Did they miss it? You know what I'm saying? Disney's been doing some funky stuff. You know, Disney and Lucasfilm have been making good decisions and then not good decisions. You know what I'm saying? It's not a sure bet here. So I am on the fence. I maybe would preferred a reboot. So yeah, I don't know. But for those people who are worried about the de-aging technology, I wouldn't be worried about that because, let's see, the last thing that I can remember was the Samuel L. Jackson in Captain Marvel. They de-aged him for the majority of that film, and that looked incredible. You know what I'm saying? That looked pretty incredible. So, almost flawless, I would say. So I think the de-aging technology has gotten there to the point where it's like, it can be convincing. It's just like, I'm with designer on the whole thing of like, but I really would have just liked a reboot. And I think they could have benefited from a reboot. It would have been nice for them to cast somebody new in the role. You know what I'm saying? I just think there's a lot of newcomers. I think a lot of newer actors, right, are getting their shot more so on television and streaming services and stuff like that rather than big movies. And then there's also, you know, if you're from a studio perspective, it's Indiana Jones, right? So it's like, and in a lot of people's minds, Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones. And he is. You know, there's no doubt about that. But I don't know. And it brings me back to Star Wars, right? Like, I would have much preferred with the new Star Wars trilogy, I would have preferred just a clean slate, just a clean cut. Just leave me like with Return of the Jedi, and they're waving and they're saying goodbye and everything. That's the end, you know. And then I can speculate about what Luke did in the future, moving forward. It would have been nice to just be like, boom, we're in a completely new, you know, we're like galaxies in this specific galaxy, and we're not even following Luke Skywalker anymore. That would have been awesome. Dude, $24. I wish I had my alerts set up. Designer Grant dropping another super chat for $25. Thank you so much, man. Here's some more money. Love you and your channel. Dude, that's incredible, man. If you want to come on next week, dude, you come on next week. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk. You could just come on next week, man. I'm also too, I've been thinking about getting a co-host for this show. I think I mentioned this last week. But yeah, I want to get a co-host for this show, possibly. We'll see. just because talking to myself is, it's fun. It's fine. I can do it. But I do enjoy being on a show with a co-host. So thank you so much, man. I so appreciate it. And I cannot wait to have you get involved on... Oh, you're off next Tuesday? You're off next Tuesday? Awesome. You're in our Discord, right? Send me a private message on Discord, and we'll set it up, man. Because that'd be really cool to have another like a guest on the show. I do want to start doing that. That's something that I want to do. Right now, I'm going to do a couple things. One, yeah, you're in the Discord, so yeah, send me a link. Right now, I'm gonna refill my water, and then I will be right back. So I'm gonna refill my water. So don't go anywhere. I will be right back. It's gonna take me like 3 seconds. So yeah, I will be right back. I'm back. I have the stream playing. All right, I'm back. Here we go. I'm rehydrating. I want to give a shout out to one of my buddies, one of my old good friends, Adam Garib. He is a DP, a director of photography out in Los Angeles, California, and he got the privilege. He's no privilege. He's a very talented individual. He shot the music video for Nelly. What's it called? I'm gonna look it up. Sorry. Let me look it up really quick. I just want to give him a shout out because he's awesome. It's Nelly's new video. It's called Florida Georgia Line. Yeah, Nelly. I'm not a country person, so it's Nelly and Florida Georgia Lines. Lil Bit music video. He was the director of photography on that video, and last we heard, it was #1 on the country music charts. So shout out to him. And Holy cow. So designer, you just dropped $100. What? Dude, holy cow. Okay, I'm gonna get like a little dancey, dude. This is crazy, man. Can I, like, we should just get an image of your face and I will just like have it like dance in the corner or whatever. Like, we'll just put you, I think I'm just gonna put you like in the corner. Where is it? I can't point. Up here or whatever. I'm just gonna put you like up here as like a person. You're just gonna be a permanent part of the show. For that, dude, that's crazy, bro. Like, I definitely like your face. You can, if you don't want your face on the show, that's okay. But dude, that's crazy, man. Thank you so much. That's like, that blows my mind. But either way, guys, go check out Nelly and Florida Georgia Line's Lil Bit music video, because my buddy Adam Garib shot it. And I'm gonna promote my friends because I love my friends, and my friends are awesome. No, I'm extremely blessed for many reasons, but definitely having so many creative friends, doing so many different things. It's pretty wild to like see your friends do such cool stuff. I know he collaborated, or he directed a music video for one of our mutual friends, Schaefer Jones. So they did a music video together, and I want to get them on the show to break that music video down and talk about that. So we will definitely do that. Give you guys a little bit behind the scenes of how that's done. So thank you so much, designer. That's crazy. I can use your profile picture. Okay, we'll definitely make that happen. I'm gonna make some funky little, I don't know what it's gonna be just yet, but we'll talk about it. And I think we're gonna get you up there, because you were obviously the top donator. I think you definitely are the top donator. So I'm gonna put you up there as like the top donator, and it'll like do a little dance, do a little jig, do a little dance. I'm not a dancer by any means, so. But very nice. Yeah, go check out the music video. Super awesome. Congrats to my brother Adam. I love you very much, and I wish you the best, bro. If you're watching, or if you watch this. Yeah. So next topic, it's the Lego Batman. Okay. So who has seen the Lego Batman? I love the Lego Batman. I love the Lego Batman, but unfortunately, I got some sad news. Some sad news to report that the production of Lego Batman 2 probably will not happen. Unfortunately, dude, it is the GOAT. Like, it is. Like, dude, I would say top 5 animated film for sure. Like, it's definitely in my top 5. We'll have to do some ranking videos on the show. I definitely want to do, or maybe we'll save that for either pop culture, or we have another show coming up too. So who knows? But I definitely want to get some ranking videos for sure. But yeah, sadly, I have to report that there probably will not be a Lego Batman 2. And the reason for that is because Warner Brothers is to blame for this, which I'm not very happy about. But so they released the Lego movie, and then they released Lego Batman. Lego Batman obviously was a huge hit. So was the Lego movie. Then they went into production on the Lego Ninjago movie, and then they also did Lego Movie 2. After both Lego Ninjago and Lego Movie 2 were not box office successes, they didn't do very well, Warner Brothers decided, not randomly, but whatever, I guess they were looking at the metrics of those two movies, and then they decided to let go of the licensing deal that they had with Lego. So Warner Brothers just cut ties. They said, bye. They said, we don't want the Lego license anymore. Peace out. Good luck. While Chris McKay is the director of the Lego Batman movie, while Chris McKay is in active development and is actively writing the sequel. And also, too, get this, he was writing the sequel with none other than Rick and Morty's Dan Harmon. Come on. Like, we were going to get a Lego Batman 2 that was Chris McKay, which I thought he did a wonderful job in the first one, and co-written by Dan Harmon of Rick and Morty. Come on, dude. And because Warner Brothers just looked at those two other movies and they said, they didn't do well. They didn't do well. They're like vampires, dude. Like, anytime Warner, like, executives step out into the sun, they just burn. Like, they can't take the heat, man. If you can't take the heat, hold on to the Lego rights. Hold on to that Lego license. I don't know how on earth this is a dumpster fire right here. This is a missed opportunity. Why on earth did you not release the Lego Batman? And the Lego we would have got, so Lego Batman came out what, 2018? So we would have had a Lego Batman 2 by now. We probably would be in production, or we would have gotten a Lego Batman 3 by at least next year. $15 from my man, dude. This is crazy. Dude, you are a legend. I'm getting your face, at least on the stream. I was going to say tattooed on my body, but I'm not doing that. I can't get your face tattooed on me, but I will definitely make you a part of the stream, and then I will definitely get you on. And you know what? Maybe, and obviously, like, I got to talk with the guys about it, right? Like, I got to talk with the other guys on the channel to officially approve you coming onto the show. But what's nice about our shows is, like, I'm in charge of this. Like, we're in charge of our own shows, so it shouldn't be a problem. We all know, we know you. It's all good. But yeah, so we didn't get, and so the rights jumped over to Universal. So now Universal Studios has the rights to the Lego license. Okay. But either way, like, you're still not going to get, because Batman is a Warner Brothers property. So you're not going to get, Warner Brothers is not going to make a Lego Batman. It's just not going to happen. Warner Brothers isn't going to let Universal play with the Batman IP. So that's not going to happen. It's kind of bogus. Kind of bogus. More than kind of bogus. Designer says, yeah, I've been on podcasts before and I have professional equipment too. So it should be good for your stream. Oh, sweet. Awesome. That's awesome. I definitely want to, I'm still trying to figure out the format of the show, you know? I definitely want to feature more guests for sure. Like I said, I have a ton of friends who make a ton of stuff, so I definitely want them on. And yeah, definitely would love to have you on. But I'm sad for Lego Batman, because even if even if Universal wanted to make more Lego movies, it's a complete reboot. So Emmett and Wild Style, those are all Universal properties. So it's going to have to be a hard reboot. We're going to get all new stuff. And I think it's going to get confusing for people, because you're going to get some people who aren't going to understand. And I think there's some people who are still waiting for a Lego Batman 2. And it's just never going to happen. Not never, but it's just sad. Yeah, R.I.P. Lego Batman. At least we got, but if we're going to look on the bright side of things, at least we got that one movie, right? We will always be able to hold up on a pedestal the Lego Batman movie for what it is. It exists, and I'm thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful that we have a Lego Batman movie that at least exists. So it is what it is. And it's not to say, it's not to say that they couldn't come back, because the licensing deal only lasts 5 years. Okay. So it looks like, unless Universal uses the license for good, you know what I'm saying? Unless they make something out of the license and they make a successful film franchise with the Lego license, then they might keep it. But if they do nothing with it, or if they make terrible movies, they may just say bye to the Lego franchise as well, because it doesn't do anything, because they have to pay the licensing fees. But if it doesn't turn a profit for them, then they would just let it go. Right? Why would they keep it? They obviously saw how successful it can be, but it's also because Warner Brothers relied on their initial intellectual properties. So I don't know. I guess Universal has Jurassic Park, and they have what else? I don't know. I can't even think right now. Jurassic Park is the only thing that comes to my mind. But yeah, either way. But other than that, I think to wrap it up, we've been going for about an hour, but I think to wrap it up, I did want to play one other thing here, which is the Spider-Man animatic that got released earlier this week. So this is super cool. I have it loaded in here, so I can't pause it. So once I play it, it's just gonna play, right? So there's nothing I can do, but we can sit here and watch it and speculate. Like I'm good. So what this was a storyboard artist released this animatic, and what an animatic is it's basically like a movie of storyboards, right? So you have artists draw storyboards, and then you cut the storyboards together, right? And so apparently a storyboard artist that worked on Spider-Man 4, so this would be Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4, released this animatic, so this sequence. Sorry, and it's it's basically titled what the final fight sequence, or at least part of it, because I don't think this is the whole thing, but it's the final battle between what would have been Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Vulture. And John Malkovich was cast as playing Vulture. And what's so interesting about this is they were 4 days from production. They were about to shoot Spider-Man 4. And then Sam Raimi walked away. They couldn't come to an agreement on what they wanted to do. Sam Raimi thought that they were, coming off of Spider-Man 3. The studio kind of meddled. The studio said, "Oh, we want all these villains in this movie." So ever since then, it was kind of a fight. Sam Raimi didn't want to make another film with a bunch of villains, and he wanted to make the film that he wanted to make. And so at the last minute, he walked. And he was so close with Tobey and Kirsten Dunst that they walked too. They've always said, if Sam Raimi makes the films, we'll be there. If Sam Raimi doesn't want to make the films, we're walking with him. So the plug got pulled at the last second. So I feel for all of the artists that worked on this film and pretty much boarded almost the entire film like this. And then the plug got pulled. So, but it's super interesting to look at this. This would have come out in, let's see. So Spider-Man 3 came out in the summer of 2007. And we would have got Spider-Man 4 in at least 2009, which would have been, see, this is nuts to think about. Think about this. We would have got Spider-Man 4 in at least maybe 2009, 2010, okay? That would have been, we would have had the Marvel Cinematic Universe at that point, right? So say that we didn't reboot the Andrew Garfield series, and we just kept Spider-Man going. There was Sam Raimi originally planned 5 Spider-Man movies, so there was supposed to be 5 of them. Now, in an alternate multiverse world, there's a timeline where we got Spider-Man 4, and then we got Spider-Man 5 while the MCU was going on. So potentially there's a timeline in the world, if you believe in that stuff. I'm obviously tying that into the MCU, what they're doing right now in the MCU. But, and applying that to the real world. But there's a timeline that exists where Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man crossed over into the MCU eventually. Because that was the plan for Andrew. Andrew's Spider-Man, I think that was the plan. Now, again, there's no confirmation of this, but I think that was the plan, that Spider-Man was going to cross over into the MCU at some point. And but obviously Andrew's second movie didn't do very well, even though it made a ton of money. And so Andrew's movie didn't do very well, and so they pulled the plug and they didn't make the third Andrew movie. And then they recast Tom Holland, and then they put him in the MCU. So, but that's interesting. So that would have been 2014, and then obviously Tom's movie came out in 2017, I think. But yeah, I mean they planned on crossing Spider-Man over like way back. But either way, let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. I will read these comments. I will read these comments in 2 seconds. Let's read them right now. Why don't we read them? Man of Spider. Spider Boy. Get me pictures of Spider-Man. Yeah, this is J. Jonah Jameson. Legend says, and we get the Amazing Spider-Man duology, and those came out during the MCU era. Exactly. 2017 was Homecoming. Okay. Well, let's take a look at this right now. I'm going to... Hold on. No, I don't know. Let's try to... Let's just get it on there. Okay, there we go. You see it now? Yeah, you guys see it. You guys hear it? I don't know. Anyways, so let's take a look at it. So it looks like he's falling. I have not watched this, by the way. So this is fresh to me. Looks like he falls on a roof. Then he gets up. Here he goes. Here comes the Vulture. Flying through. It's got... it's not a Spider-Man... It's not a Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie unless that costume gets ripped up. You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man's got to get... Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man always gets the crap beat out of him. Okay? Just make that very clear. Tobey gets his butt kicked in every movie. And obviously the classic mask rip for sure. Flying through. This is super cool. Why it got released, over a decade after they worked on this, I don't know. I don't know if it's to hint at potential Spider-Man No Way Home crossover. You know what I'm saying? But see, the studio... See, this is... Okay, so this is the thing, right? This is property of Sony. Like, Sony own... Like, anything you make under a studio, they own. They own the rights to this. So, I highly doubt that this was an unofficial leak. I feel like Sony leaked this on purpose, right? Because there's no harm in leaking this, right? There's absolutely no harm. And I feel like there's a strategy. There's a reason behind this. I'm not saying this is going to be made. They're not going to make this, obviously. It'd be wild. Okay, that's like speculation city. It'd be wild if they bring Sam Raimi back to make this movie and to make Spider-Man 4. I will go nuts. You will see me lose my mind if that happens, okay? Zach and I will go nuts if that happens. But no, I think this may have been released by Sony not unofficially to get more hype for the new movie, obviously, for the new one coming out. So it looks like he got hurt and he flies away. There's a little mix of 2D and CG, like CG buildings to show like perspective, and it's a lot easier just to throw up some cubes. Be honest, I've done it myself. It's a lot easier just to throw up some cubes and have a little picture just fly through. But yeah, it looks like flies away. Looks like it flies away. It looks like he hits the water. Does he just die in the water? I don't know. Let's watch it again. I'm down to watch it again. This looks awesome. Is this the canceled Spider-Man 4 or something else? Sony just needs to sell it to Marvel, to be honest. I feel like they leaked it to get feedback and possible opportunities from this leaking. Yeah, I agree. They definitely leaked this on purpose. There's no way that this left the walls of Sony on accident, for sure. Also, be sure to leave a like if you have not already. Yeah, like the video, guys, if you haven't. I have not even said to do that. I don't even know how many likes we're at now, but thank you guys. Oh yeah, we're almost at 15. Hopefully, I don't know how much we're at. But yeah, no, I definitely want to bring on more filmmaking content like this. This is definitely something that I want to do, show other friends films and stuff like that, and get a little bit more behind the scenes. There are a lot of cool like animatics and stuff online that you can watch. If this is something you're into, it'd be cool to like get a storyboard artist on the show, possibly. So I will do some digging. I will do some research. Right now we are deep in the thesis, and we gotta finish that. There's still a lot to do on that, guys. But I will definitely keep you updated. If you guys go in the Discord, you can actually see my motion capture tests. I did some rudimentary motion capture. I need to fix the model a little bit and rework it. But there are clips of the motion capture stuff that I'm doing in the Discord, in the general chat section of that, definitely. So that's kind of fun. So I update you sometimes on there. There's also a section, the editor's corner also is where I've been posting my daily renders. So I'll do just like CG renders. I'll just kind of like spend an hour of my time usually, just kind of mess around and just post stuff there. I haven't really done much this week, but it's still kind of early. But yeah, this is super cool. This gets me excited. When do you guys think we're going to get a trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home? I think it's coming with Black Widow. Black Widow comes out in... I have a hair? There's a hair there. I have a feeling it's coming out with Black Widow. Black Widow comes out in July. It could come out maybe at the end of June, but I'm really thinking that it's coming out with Black Widow. Oh, cool. All right, designer, you sent me a DM on Discord. We will definitely chat, and we will figure out what's going to happen on the next show. Definitely, if you want to bring on some topics that you want to talk about, stuff that you're interested in, if you want to keep an eye on the movie news for the next week, and if you want to bring in topics, that's cool too. I mean, we can build the show like that. It'd be great. Legend says that he saw that. It looks so good. You and your team have done a fantastic job. Oh yeah, the mocap. The mocap stuff's cool. So the system, the pipeline that I went through. So Zach and I actually bought motion capture suits to help with our Spider-Man thing that we're making. Whoop. Yep. Yeah, we're making a Spider-Man thing. So get excited. That's a big project. But so we bought mocap suits, but they're on back order because of the chip shortage that happened. And so we don't have the suits yet. And so the suits are going to come sometime towards the end of the year. But there's a service called Deep Motion, and Deep Motion is artificial intelligence. So you can send them a video. You upload. It's a paying service. You got to pay for it. But there's a free trial, and you can you get like a minute of upload. So you upload a clip of you doing some like movement. I didn't push this back. I should have pushed this back. Sorry, the screen's all glitchy. But either way, and so the artificial intelligence looks at your motion and then converts that to motion capture data, which is super cool. Came in clutch for us because we don't have the suits yet. But I will give, and obviously I could have shot it better. I should have been a little bit more parallel to me. And I should have probably closed. I should have done it on like a solid background, to separate me even more from the background. to get a better capture. But the motion's pretty good. I'm gonna be like, it's doable for sure. I'll have to go in and tweak some things and fix some keyframes and move some stuff, but it looks pretty solid. So I'm happy. And luckily for the thesis, for the film, the alien doesn't show up in too much of the film, so we can get away with it. We're playing to our strengths, but we're also keeping it relatively within our bounds because we know that we don't have a lot of time, but that helps move the process along, right? Like when I found that, I was like, oh, okay, like this is totally doable. Like we can record the motions and we can transfer that onto the model and get a rough version of it, and then we can tweak it and get it as close as we need to for the film. So I'm very excited, and I cannot wait to get into post-production on the film. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be able to show you guys all of my process. We'll be able to look at dailies. You'll be able to watch me do the VFX for the film. Zach's going to come on probably at some point. I know he's going to help me out with post-production is where we really shine. I cannot wait. Like, again, I would not say I'm a director. I know how to shoot stuff. I can direct too, I guess, but I don't know. Post-production is my thing. I love post-production. So that's just my jam. And I'm excited to put all of the pieces together. You know what I'm saying? And be able to show you guys all the hard work that we're doing. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for joining me on today's stream. You can join our Discord. Link is in the description. My social media links are up there in the corner, flickering, you know what I'm saying? So you can follow me on social media. All my social media is linked up there. This has been The Rendered Image. Thank you so much to our newest subscriber, Anthony Wee, and our newest member, Pac-Man's Dad. Thank you so much for subscribing and becoming a member of the channel. Also, thank you to Designer Grant for dropping the I don't even know how much super chat money we made today. Okay? But this dude is quickly becoming like, I'm excited to interact with you in person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've only interacted with you through YouTube chat. So I'm excited to talk to you and vibe off your energy and learn about your acting and like kind of like just learn all about you, man. So I'm excited. I cannot wait to get you on next week's show. Let's make that happen. And yeah, so it's looking like it's getting to the end of the show. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you learned something new about film. That's what I love to do here. I love to talk about movies. And if you can come here and get excited about a property or learn about a new film that's coming out and it gets you excited, then my job is done, you know. Or I can inspire you to make something of your own. My job is done. That's why I do what I do here, is to get you hyped about new things to come. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a great night, and I will see you on Friday. I will see you on the Pop Culture Cave. That show happens at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time with my friends Chuck and Zach. We are three hosts on that show. We go deep, even deeper than I do on this show. We talk about all sorts of stuff. I like to bring articles to that show where we can like dive deep into some articles that I find, all sorts of cool stuff. So it's going to be a great time. See you guys. The next show happens on this channel will happen tomorrow, or not tomorrow. Sorry, Thursday? I think it's Thursday. Let me look. Hold on. I'm having a brain fart. Yeah, Thursday. So Thursday is the Gaming Twins show with Nick and Chuck. Nick and Chuck have great chemistry. They are twins. If you guys don't know, it's obviously the Gaming Twins show. The show is called the Gaming Twins Show, and they talk about games. So they talk about games and game news. They're terrific, and I love the Pop Culture Cave with them. It's a great time, and I definitely encourage you guys to join that show and join their show too. Thursday at 5:30. 5:30 is usually when they go. So Thursday, 5:30, Gaming Twin Show. Make sure you see them. Make sure you like the video, like this video, join the Discord, follow my social media so that you can get updated on all the cool things going on with the thesis. Make sure you come back next Tuesday, and I will see you guys Friday. All right. Bye, guys. Wait, did we get a stream? We got a $5. We got a $5 designer grant. Before I go, designer grant gave us $5. Last one, last donation, one last $5 send off. Thank you so much, sir. All right, guys. With that being said, I will see you later. Enjoy whatever you're streaming, whatever you're watching. Enjoy that. Enjoy your night. Have a great week. I love you all. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.